get the details coming in. Indian rupee is now surging in the NDF trade after the US-India trade deal. The Indian rupee surging in the non-deliverable forward market, trading after India and the United States clinched a trade deal. So it fuels expectations of renewed foreign inflows. 1 month dollar-rupee NDF level is pointing to an opening near 90.15. So what does this indicate? Is this unexpected lines, Dr. P.K. Vasu, what we're seeing in the markets and, of course, with the rupee?
Yes, of course. We've just had the India-EU FTA signed on the 27th of January, which I think is a much bigger deal than this one, quite frankly. It cuts tariffs to zero for a whole range of Indian products going into the European Union. And now, it's a bit of a surprise, frankly, overnight that the US, after much ballyhooing across the whole year, has finally agreed to cut the tariff on India's exports to the US to 18%, which is lower than, say, what Malaysia and Cambodia, Korea, etc. are paying. So it's a pretty decent deal. 18% tariff. India had done reasonably well, even with the 50% tariff. Our exports of textiles and garments to the US did not fall off a cliff. Now, with the reduced tariff, India's exports, particularly to the US, will pick up substantially, will gain a lot of market share, will regain market share, and consequently, with the current account already close to surplus, this is going to provide an extra boost to the current account and probably also fuel some inflows of FII money, given the fact that there is probably a great deal more certainty on the currency. It's very unlikely that the currency will continue to depreciate at the pace that it was. Okay. The 6% depreciation we've had in the past year is no longer as necessary now that we have renewed access to the US economy.
Okay. Just a moment. Let's also get in more breaking updates coming in from the markets as well. And very clearly, the markets are also cheering this India-US deal. After this announcement came in from Trump and Prime Minister Modi, markets are surging in the pre-open session. It's in the green. It's up 3,269 points in the pre-open trade. My colleague Hina Gambhir joins us on the broadcast with the details. And Hina, very clearly, the markets are cheering and very happy with the India-US deal.
The great news for India because this brings a lot of certainty. Remember, from August last year, the foreign portfolio investors started pulling out money from Indian stock markets because US was finalizing trade deals with almost every country except India. And things between India and US were looking a bit uncertain. Nobody had an idea as to how soon can this trade deal be, finalized. But now with the kind of announcements we got coming in from both the leaders of the countries, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and US President Donald Trump, markets are giving us thumbs up. By the way, Pratibha, this is the pre-open session. It gives us an indication as to, how the markets could really look like today. So markets are yet to open. This is the pre-open session that we are talking about, which is looking great. Sensex has soared over 3,600 points. Nifty has also hit fresh peak of 26,500 in the pre-opening session. In fact, rupee has also strengthened against the dollar. Indian rupee, in fact, has opened about 1.2% higher at 90.40 against the dollar. So clearly, when the markets open at 9:15, you will see more euphoria on Dalal Street among investors. And the experts that we have spoken to, they say that the foreign investors who've been pulling out money from the Indian stock markets are likely to come back to the Indian markets given the certainty that this trade deal is going to bring in.
Okay, all right. A lot of certainty and a lot of cheer as well in the markets. Hina, thank you for joining us with those details. So let's talk about what this means for India. Let's also talk about how the trade deal was achieved and the comparison with the other countries as well. So currently, what has been confirmed is that from 50% tariff, one of the highest tariffs in the world, India's tariff has reduced to 18%. Let's compare that with the other countries in the region. China currently among the highest in the region at 34%. So there is no reduction. Remember, there has been a lot of flip-flop from the US and Chinese side as well. But in the other states as well in the region, we have Bangladesh, which has a tariff of 20%, and similarly with Pakistan, Indonesia as well. It is higher than India. Pakistan at 19%, slightly higher than India, and also Indonesia at 19%. So this is among the negotiations that have taken place. Another country, Vietnam, also coming in at 20%. Now, let's get you more breaking updates now coming in.